Hello, my name is Harry. Perhaps you have seen my other videos here in the YouTube channel if you have been watching them previously. Well, maybe you have, maybe you don't. But if you have been watching my videos here previously, then you know that I had been cutting my hair on my own a few times before. Matter in fact, 2 times before. This is the third time I'm doing this in front of the camera filming. And one thing is a little bit different than previous recordings. This time we only got camera system which has a 15 minutes time to recording, so I got to be quick. So I start cutting my hair. This is the way that I do usually look like. Basically I do like a lot more long hair than short hair, but sometimes you get into the point where you have to cut your hair, otherwise it starts leaping on your heels, and that's not a very nice thing to do. Well, okay, and one more thing, if you're not going to do your haircut just like I'm going to do, remember, like I said before, don't use the scissors which has sharp pointed edge, use blunt pointed edge, because you know, if you made yourself an error, if you made a wrong move and you suddenly hit yourself with sharp scissors, let's say for example in your eyes, then you might lost capability to see things. So don't take a sharp scissors, take yourself a blunt pointed scissors. Okay, no more than that, and I'm just start cutting my hair. Here we go. Just like I've done it before. First to my forehead, and then onto the other side. I'm trying to be quick because we have only 15 minutes time, so I'm trying to be quick as possible. This might have been a bit difficult, but however, I'm going to manage. And I'm going to do it like I've done it before. Little bit complicated, but very simple thing to do. All you got to do is move your scissors in your hair and cut your hair with your scissors. Usually I have been, this might have been a little bit sharper, but at least they cut my hair. Like what I was going to say just a minute ago, I just simply forget it. Oh yeah. Last time I made myself a skinhead. I don't know yet if I'm still going to do the same thing today, or if I'm just going to left it a little bit. Oh, then I just cut it off. I haven't yet decided yet. Maybe I'll do it like the last time, just going on like a skinhead. But first, a longer part of my hair is gonna go like it goes right now. You also need, I just forget to mention it just shortly before, you also need 2 mirrors in the front of you and in the back of you that you can watch how And the local Hells Angels just passing by with their very small mopeds. They hardly had no more than 125 motor on their moped, but hardly not a very big motorcycle. Just a small moped, like the mobsters used to have somewhere back in the 60s when they were driving with their Vespas. Oh no, now I made an error. I just said something which I supposed to not to be said, because I don't like advertise anything or anybody. So mistakenly I said Vespa. That was manufacturer of the moped and scooter back in the 60s. They were very beautiful machines. That's right, yeah, but I still didn't mention to said it on the loud voice, because I don't want to advertise anything if they won't pay me money. And this company making the scooters and moped, they hardly pay me anything at all. So I mistakenly mentioned their name on the loud voice, and that's what I'm regretted by now. You can't always remember all your principles, and one of my principles is that I do not advertise if I won't get money for it. So okay, company who make mopeds and scooters, if you wanna hire me for the advertisement, you can pay me money and I'm going to advertise your products. That's up to you. I can't make any decision yes or no. I can't make it anyhow. That's completely on your own decision who you're going to pay for the advertisement. But of course I'd like to have a loads of money. So if you want me to advertise your product, you may contact me and you may pay me a lot of money. Wishful thinking perhaps, but that's something, because it seems to be that I won't be able to get my lottery coupons and the pool coupons going on correct way, that I can have my property from gambling. Gambling is an addiction, like I've said before in my other videos. But now I'm start looking for a skinhead already. I've just got a little bit more up there on my head, but it goes just a little by little, cut by cut. The first cut is the deepest. Some guy used to singing that kind of the song, and I guess a lot of guys has been making their own versions for these songs. But the one who made it famous is the one who's also have been supporter of the Scottish football team. And of course I don't want to mention his name because I don't want to advertise him, but he also made a number of other hits that has been in a British charts, record selling charts, and also in other countries very well popular songs and been selling millions of copies. So this guy is right now a millionaire. He's got loads of money and his property is huge. I don't know how much he owns, but he does have a lot more than I do, unfortunately, yes. Okay, the hair is started looking like a skinhead. I've got a little bit there already, and then I'm going to try to cut my hair on my back side as well as in the front side. This is a bit difficult, but two mirrors help me quite a lot. When I can see my back from the mirror, this helping quite a lot. It's a bit difficult to cut your hair, or cut my hair in this case, and trying to speaking at the same time. A bit difficult, yeah, but I can manage. There were also, just caught to my mind briefly, that there were also an album, or LP like they said in the UK. Americans say albums, but British used to using term LP, long play records, made by album called Difficult to Cure. You know which group that is, very famous, and a very famous guitar player were in the leading role of this group. Sometimes I can't remember when that LP record was released. Was it the late 70s or was it the early 80s? But however, it was between the major group breakdown in 1976, and then they got this other group with another name, and they played until the first group, the first rock and roll band they used to have. It was a heavy metal band, but they reunited themselves in 1984, and this guy who was a leading guitar player and the leading role on that group did hanging around with this group until 1993, and after the Helsinki concert he decided that he's gonna go, and this time he was going forever. He hasn't yet returned back to this group, and he's been on his own ever since. Well, that's about history of the rock and roll. I'm just trying to speaking to you at the same time, because it might look a little bit funny if I'm just cutting my hair and remaining silent. So I'm trying to talking to you something, just to keep up your attention for it, that you can stay there and keep on watching and listening what this geezer is going to talk about. What he's speaking about, his nonsense and his idle stories. Well, but my head started looking like skinhead, and my hair is started to be short. It can grow up 1 year from this day until I cut it the next time the next year. By the way, now is today when I'm cutting my hair is August 29th, and the year is 2021, and usually I have been cutting my hair around, a butterfly just came in and flying and went somewhere over there. Usually I have been cutting my hair since May or something like that. Well, yeah, usually May. But this time I was a little bit late, and this time I've just got this thing going on in August 29th, and the year is 2021. I don't know yet what will be the date in the next year when I'm going to do it next time, but perhaps sometime still then, if I'm still alive here in this planet, and if I still have a hair that grows, and if I still have interest in doing this thing like cutting my hair in the front of the camera. Okay, now it starts looking like a skinhead. Yeah, just slice it up a little bit. If there is a spots that have more hair than usually skinheads used to have, just a small cut